Greetings, RC Model Geeks, and here we are in the shed yet again for part 3 of the DB Models Barnstormer 72 build. No video yesterday as I sat on my SD card for my camera, and so it snapped in half when it was in my pocket. So I had to wait to get a new SD card. Yeah, well, I've done 2 wings basically. Apart from the cap strips, so I'm just waiting for the wood to arrive today, so I can knock out some cap strips and stick them on, and that will basically finish the 2 wings. Yeah, somebody was asking about trailing edges and how do you do the trailing edge and how do you get them right. And you know, I mean, there's no real secret to it. It ain't rocket science. What you've got to remember is that generally the wood they supply in the kit for the trailing edges will have been sitting there for ages and will have got warped. And so what you need to do is just recreate a straight edge on the trailing edge again before you stick it on. And then you shouldn't really have a problem. That's what I've done, and it's come out pretty nice. Like I said, there's no rocket science to it at all. And you know, it's also about making sure all your ribs are all right and you've fettled your ribs and everything. You know, you make sure it all fits perfectly before you glue it together. And if you do those 2 things, you shouldn't have a problem. Right, well, like I said, I'm waiting for this wood to arrive. Yes, it's now, what, 2 o'clock in the afternoon. It hasn't turned up yet, but it's meant to be on its way. So I think while I'm waiting for that, I might get on with the tailplane. I think that can probably be done out the way. And it's on the drawing here. As you can see, it's sort of a multiple drawing this. It's got everything drawn into one to save space. So here is the outline of the horizontal stabilizer. And that's really what we need to make up. So I think I'll find some wood for that and see if we can glue it together. Yes. So back with you maybe when I've done some tailplane. Right, I've got a few parts out for the horizontal stabilizer. I thought I'd just let you look at them. And as you can see, these are the pre-cut parts. Which is that part there, the centre section, and that other tip there, and then the 2 elevator halves. Now, if you're wondering how they used to make kits back in the day, before laser cutting, what they used to do is used to have a template, and they used to draw around the template. They used to place the template on the wood, draw around it, and then they used to cut it out with a bandsaw. And you can see on this bit of wood here the lines that they drew on there before they cut it out. Right there, that's how they used to make the kits. All by hand. Somebody sat there drawing around all the templates and cutting the wood out on a bandsaw. Now sometimes it didn't work. Like this bit. I don't know if you can see that, but yeah, it's not equal. It should sit in here, and obviously, let me line it up. It's, yeah, one side is longer than the other, so they got it slightly wrong. Luckily, it's oversized, so we can manually sort that out ourselves. But, you know, errors did creep into these kits. And of course, you know, if we look at this part here, for example, and we compare it to what the actual drawing is, you will see that it's actually bigger than what's on the drawing. But you know, this was quite common again in kits from the 80s. And you know, you can either build to the part or you can build to the drawing. But a lot of the time it's much easier to build to the part than it is to build to the drawing, because otherwise you end up fettling stuff left, right and centre to get it exactly right. So you might as well just build to the parts. Plans move, plans change in size with humidity and temperature and stuff like that. So it's very rare that stuff will exactly match up with a plan anyway. So I'm going to find the strip wood for the leading edge and the trailing edge of this elevator and start gluing it together. Oh, and also sort that out. Back soon. Right, busy day. So my wood finally arrived that I'd ordered, this 16th balsa, and so I've managed to cut loads of long strips here, and these are what are going to be used as the cap strips. And if any of you were wondering what cap strips are, they're these things that I've glued on to each rib. So they turn the rib into an I-beam, which makes it very strong indeed. And this whole wing is so strong I can grab either end of it and I can't twist it, and that's without any covering or anything on it. It is solid as a rock, which is nice. So I've just put the bottom sheeting on here as well. There's some centre section bottom sheeting, and I've just put that on. There's a few fixings that have got to go in there, so I can't put the top on yet, and also the wing joiner has got to go in there as well. So yeah, I mean, that is that wing pretty much done. And then I moved on to the horizontal stabiliser. And there it is. I built that while I was waiting for the wood to turn up today. So that is pretty much finished, apart from a bit of sanding. So that didn't take long at all, which is nice. It's quite a big stabiliser actually. Compare that to the wing there. What else has happened? Got the motor. The motor was in for the plane, which is this thing here. It's a prop drive 4248 for those playing at home. 650 kV. And that is going to be swinging a 15.8 propeller that I was just looking for, but it's disappeared, which is a shame. But that's going to be swinging a wooden 15.8 propeller. Be plenty of power for this thing. This is going to be a pretty light plane when it's finished. I also got in some covering for the plane. Yes, you might all be surprised by this. But yeah, it's brown. So that is going to be one of the colours of the plane. That's the Hobby King covering again. So that should go on quite nice. Looking forward to putting the covering onto this plane already. Already been planning the colour scheme and stuff. Yeah, and that's about it really. My iron turned up a couple of days ago. from Germany. There it is. Much nicer iron than that horrible Hobby King thing. So that's it really. Oh, I've got an ESC 80 amp ESC to go in there. You know, your normal Hobby King cheapo. I think the motor was on special offer as well. It was very cheap, that motor, for the size of it. I think it was £21 or something, which is not bad because it's going to be the equivalent really of a 40 or something like that on this plane. So yeah, not a bad price at all. And that is it. Oh, Bixlerfield came over, banged his head on the garage door. I had to stick a plaster on his head. I was very tempted to put 2 on there and make it a big cross, but I restrained myself. So there you go, that is it. Like, comment and subscribe. Thanks again to the Wing Commander, the Right Reverend Perry, for supplying this kit. Yep, it's going to be a nice little plane when it's finished. So I'll see you all tomorrow, hopefully. Bye.
Thank you for watching Captain Rob's RC Model Geeks. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to click that like button. If you want to see more of the same type of videos, don't forget you can subscribe. If you want to support us, you can use PayPal, paypal.me/RC Model Geeks. If you want to contact us, you can email us rcmodelgeeks@gmail.com. We look forward to seeing you in the next video.